A while ago, I went to the bank to handle getting a replacement debit card. I walked in, the lady asked, "Can I help you?" And I said, "I'd like a new debit card, please." Her face scrunched a bit, and then she replied, let me see what I can do. Would you take a seat for a moment?" I sat in the lobby chair for 30 minutes, assuming that she was doing everything in her power regarding my banking customer service request. And when the lady finally came back, she simply said, "No, we don't do that." But, you're the bank. For the longest time, I've been tossing around this little thought. I don't know if it's just me, but it kind of feels like the world around us doesn't quite work anymore. At least compared to, say, a decade ago, it seems like everything has gotten less efficient, and dare I say, stupid. Anytime I go out to get something done, I come back 3 hours later with nothing accomplished and a fresh desire to punch a wall. I've tried to gaslight myself out of it. Maybe I'm overreacting to modern life inefficiencies. Humans have always been flawed creatures, so of course it's doomed to bleed into the construction of our society. But I just keep thinking back to those 30 useless minutes in that bank chair. And I simply don't believe it. You're not going to convince me that a bank has always been incapable of giving people new debit cards. And also that it took 30 minutes to tell me. Something has changed in service industry standards. It really dawned on me when I watched the Always Sunny in Philadelphia dentist takes a mental health day episode. First of all, like the episode addressed, everything needs a goddamn app now due to app overload. The thermostat, air filters, light bulbs. I bought the cats a new automated litter box, and guess who now has a smart home app on her phone to get it to even turn on? Bella pooped 1 sec ago. I'm sick of the stupid apps. They don't make life easier no matter how many times these smart home automation products try to convince me they do. The UI is always clunky and confusing. Nothing is optimized. Companies act like you can part the Red Sea with their apps, when more often than not, I'm stuck trying to connect it to the device in the first place due to Bluetooth pairing issues. When was the last time you bought a new anything and had it completely set up and working within 5 minutes of unboxing it? At this point, if my Wi-Fi goes out, every electronic in my house becomes a useless block of metal because none of it works on its own anymore. Everything needs Wi-Fi, an app, an account linked to my email, and a subscription service. And on top of it all, they sell all the information I hand over against my will to random other companies so they can send me stupid fucking junk mail, raising serious data privacy concerns. So I have an electric car, right? One day, it just straight up refused to play music. After troubleshooting for 5 minutes, it turned out I needed to download an electric car software update to my car, even though the music worked perfectly normal before the update. Sure, fine, the future's now. But for some reason, the car couldn't find or connect to the Wi-Fi. So because of that, I get to experience LA traffic in pure silence. I spent thousands of dollars on a car just for it to randomly not be able to perform a task cars have been able to do for the past 70 years thanks to over-the-air update failures. I do like electric cars, they're better for the environment and it's great not having to go to the gas station. But let's not pretend the car has to be a computer now. I got one of those modern tech cars that made the innovative choice to remove all the physical buttons and knobs and put every single basic feature into the car's giant touchscreen. Before getting it, I didn't think that touchscreen versus physical buttons debate would affect my experience too much. But now, I have to deal with things like not being able to manually open the glove compartment because it has no latch. I have to speak into the car microphone, "Open glove compartment." And every single time it opens the charging port. Also, when I do need to do something while driving, it feels way more unsafe than I initially realized. They didn't even build AC knobs, so to turn up the air, I have to essentially play on the car infotainment system while paying attention to oncoming traffic. A few weeks after I bought the car, I accidentally stepped on glass and needed to go to urgent care. So Matt and I hopped in, and as we started driving down the neighborhood, the screen got covered with "software update required." Thinking it was a simple fix, Matt pulled off to the side of the road and clicked download. To which the car completely locked and became undrivable until it finished the download. Which was 45 minutes. I ended up having to call an Uber to go to urgent care, despite owning a fully functioning car. Lesson learned, I suppose, they got me again. Also, I don't know how a car can download a vehicle firmware update on the side of the road and not in my own goddamn garage. It all just feels so dumb. Nothing feels like it's checked to make sure the customer has a half-decent user experience, UX, anymore because companies think slapping an app together makes something high-tech enough to get away with slop. And on top of it all, everything is a subscription model. Imagine pitching to someone 15 years ago, "Oh,
Yeah,
the car you bought?
yeah,
It's all yours. But you have to pay money every month to use the windshield wipers." It's become so common for us to buy products and not even actually own them. And you need to pay money every month to keep using them. Now they just go, "Oh damn, we can give less and charge more?" Hell.
yeah.
Brother, planned obsolescence and lock the cold out the fridges. The other day, I wanted to get a new router for my office. Matt and I headed over to our internet service provider store and I said, "Hello, can I buy a router?" "Oh, we don't actually sell routers here. You need to go online and ask customer service to send you one." As I was processing this, Matt decided they wanted to get a phone upgrade. "Excuse me, could I actually buy this phone?"
Yeah,
"We don't have those in stock here." "You can buy it, but it'll have to be shipped to your house." We went to the internet and phone store and left with no internet and no phone. What are the employees being paid to do at that point? I get that a lot of shopping has shifted to online. But I really miss simply having the option to go to brick-and-mortar stores. They're becoming empty husks with a logo on top. Also, excuse me, but I need to ask customer service to buy a router? Just let me exchange my money for the item that you very obviously sell. Anytime I'm told I need to contact customer service, I consider it a lost battle. Nothing exists in this world that is worth descending the trenches that is a customer service call center. Companies have put it together that if they make everything inconvenient and frustrating, people will just give up. And they don't have to deal with anything. It's sick. Once I needed to call a plumber, but was only allowed to go through a very specific company for the service. So I called in, sat on hold for 40 minutes, as to be expected with high call volume, and finally got connected to someone. "Hello, what can I help you with today?" "Hi. I was calling to make a plumbing service appointment." "All right, sounds good. I'm gonna check our calendar and call back with our availabilities." "Oh, okay. Thank you." And so I waited. For 2 days. And she never called me back. So, of course, I call back, sit on hold for another 40 minutes, and try again. "Hello, what can I help you with today?" "Hi, I'm calling to make a service appointment. I called before, but no one called me back, so I wanted to follow up on that." "Okay, let me check. We're available in a month at 7 a.m. "Oh. Okay, are there no other times available?" "Nope." "All right. I can do in a month at 7 a.m. Thank you very much." Awesome. Exactly what I wanted. A month comes and goes, and the day before the appointment, I get a call from the plumbing company. "Hello, I'm calling to let you know the person that was scheduled to do your service appointment is sick and will have to cancel it." Okay. When's the next available appointment? "In 2 weeks." Okay. Thank you. At this point, I was fuming, right? How hard could it be to get a very specific company to provide a service they force me to use them for? Well, get this. I woke up the next morning at 10 a.m. because I didn't have to wake up early anymore, looked at my phone, and saw a single missed call from, of course, the plumbing company. "Hello, the plumber arrived at the location this morning at 6 a.m. but left because no one was home. Please call back to reschedule appointment. Thank you." Guys, I can't even write into words what I was feeling that moment. Because if I did, this would be the last video of my career. A single service appointment is all I ask. For my sink that is dissolving at this point. Also, we're completely brushing over the fact they arrived an hour early for the cancelled appointment, so I would have missed it anyway. And just like that, it was all back at square one. And you know what? I gave up. Congratulations, plumbing company. You won. The trophy? My sink is broken. I was justifiably feeling upset, so I wanted to go out and get myself those Pillsbury Halloween cookies with the pumpkins and ghosts on them, because it was the season. I looked online to see if the grocery store had them, and the website said, in stock, confirmed in the past hour. So I got dressed, drove over, and lo and behold, the store had 0 Halloween cookies. I did the same charade 2 more times until I just went home and cried. What's the point anymore? Really? My car doesn't work. The stores don't work. The litter box needs Wi-Fi. I'm just so tired. We're doomed to be wrung of every single dollar we have, cursed to scroll endlessly on social media algorithms because it's evil now. Is nothing good anymore? We're being left behind over here and no one that can do anything about it cares. I don't want to get too doomer in the silly animated YouTube video. Sorry, maybe a bit of reality started to seep in there between the funny little stories. Quickly, I'm gonna talk about things that do spark joy in my life. There's been an influx of people going back to old tech as a way to step out of the overwhelming and predatory modern innovation era. And I am also on that boat. A while back I started playing on my Nintendo 3DS and something about using a classic handheld rewires my brain in the best way. Being all bundled up with your DS, no second monitor content, maybe some snacks. It feels like my mind gets to heal from the constant rot. Cleanse from the addicting flashing colors and stimuli of current media, essentially a digital detox. Another way I heal from the evils is by seeing all of my best friends. Truly going out and being with people in real life is the medicine that heals all. I'm not joking. No matter how much the world breaks me down, a good hangout with friends to vent and blow off steam really does take the edge off. And getting to turn annoying moments that piss you off into something to share with your friends as a funny story is a great way to laugh it off and just move on, which is great for mental health awareness. I think it's unfortunate that a lot of us have gotten to the point where we need to police ourselves in what we consume because everything is trying to be the most addictive little parasite ever created by humans with no empathy. But until the pendulum eventually swings back the other way, it is possible to break out of the bubble of tech addiction. And if you've been feeling similarly to me, I recommend giving it a try. In the meantime, even though everything feels like a constant mess, I suppose it does make for funny stories to share. Thanks for watching. I'm done complaining for a while, it's all out of my system now.